Good morning, students. Now, today we are going to study the next lecture of Extension 111, that is Social Institutions. Now, under this topic, we are going to discuss or study the different institutions, their functions, roles, etc. etc. The question will be asked: define social institution, explain the types of social institutions. So, different institutions are there. We are going to study that institutions in detail. First of all, what is the institutions? Social institution or definition of institution. Social institution is the structure and machinery through which human society organizes, directs, execute the multifarious activities that require to satisfy the human needs. That is nothing but the social institutions. Now I have to bifurcate this definition. Let us see. Social institution is the structure and machinery. Structure and machinery. Structure and machinery, that is, we can say it is a particular setup. It is a particular structure. It is particular, not necessary. We have to take the meaning machinery as an machine or implement, but it is a particular structure system. Okay. What happened with through these structure machines, through which human society, what human society is going to do with this structure, through which human society organize, direct and executes. Organize, that is, it is going to organize a particular activity. Direct, that means you try to give the directions, guidance. Execute means implement, कार्यान्वित करणे. So through this structure, human society organize, directs and execute the activities which are required to satisfy the human needs. Whatever the human needs are there, to satisfy that human needs, human society organize, directs and execute the activities through this structure. That particular structure is nothing but social institution. Are you getting? Three things are there. Main, it is structure through which human society organize, direct and execute the activities which are required to satisfy human needs. Now, for example, family is one of the human institutions. So our needs are food, clothes, shelter. So that needs are satisfied with the help of this family, that is social institutions. Through our family, we try to organize, direct, and execute the different activities. By that way, our needs are satisfied. Now, these institutions are not natural, but it is created by the man. Why? To form the relationship among the members, family, religion. A different kind of relation is present among the religion, among the members, family, and meet the basic needs of the society. To satisfy these two things, human society has created these social institutions. Okay. Now there are five major social institutions. In exam, there will be question: define social institution, list out the types of social institution, and explain any one of them. So five major institutions are there. In that, first one is the family. Okay. Now family provide care, protection, nurture the children. Family is the most important part of our life. So it provides care, protection. It tries to satisfy the basic needs of ourselves. That is the family. Now what will be the second one? What do you think through these photographs? That is education. So it imparts knowledge, skill, and attitude to the children. So that is second one is educational. Now third one, what it will be? That is political. So government institutions provide law, order, settlement of dispute, administration affairs. Basically the government institutions which try to carry out this kind of functions or work. So that is the political institution. Then what it will be? Next one, that is religion. So it prescribes prayer and worship as a relationship of God. Which kind of prayer, which kind of worship we have to carry out toward a God. That is prescribed, that is explained by the religion. So fourth institution is the religion. And last one will be that is economics. So it provides the physiological needs of the body, food, clothes, shelter, etc. It can be possible through farming and industrial sector. So that is the economics. So these are the five major institutions, social institutions. Okay, family, political, religion, family, political, religion, educational, and one minute, economics. Family, religion, political, educational, and economics. Okay. So these are the five major institutions. Now, the next one, that is the classification of social institution. Now, classification is going to be asked with give its example will be asked. Also, filling the blanks, these classifications are going to be the examples are most important. So, first one is the informal rural social institution, that is the classification, and second one is the formal rural social institution. Now, informal means less rules regulations or without rules regulations, and formal means rules regulations. Okay. Now, what will the examples of informal? That is family, then caste, then religion, and class. These are the examples of informal rural social institution. Now you will find rules regulations are there, but they are very less. May be followed, may not be followed. Okay. So it is informal social institution. Now second one is the formal. Now rules regulations are strictly going to be followed. That is schools, gram panchayats, cooperative societies. That are the examples of formal social institutions. Now exam filling the blanks will be asked. Dash dash is the example of formal rural social institutions. Dash dash is the example of informal social institutions. So in that case, we must able to write these examples. Okay. Now this is the classification. So in exam, you might be asked, give the types. So 5 types. Give the classifications. These are the 2 types of classification, formal and informal. Now out of that, only 2 institutions we are going to study in detail, that is family and religion. Right now we are going to discuss about the family. Okay. Now what is the definition of family? So family is relatively permanent, socially sanctioned group of parents and children. It is permanent one. Socially sanctioned, that means sanctions given by the society. That means society allows man and woman to live together. Because of the marriage, we are allowing that couple to live together. So relatively permanent and socially sanctioned group of parents and children, that is called as family. It includes relatives, members are related with blood or marriage. Main thing, family is the basic unit of the society. In filling the blanks, dash dash is the basic unit of the society, that is the family. Basic unit, that is the main unit in the society. Basic unit in the society. We are giving much more value to our family, and rest institutions are not much more important as compared to family. So family is the basic institution. Now regarding this family, in exam will be asked, define family, give the classification of family. Or different types of family might be asked, or different types of marriages will be asked in exam. Okay, so first one, on the basis of lineage. Classification on the basis of lineage of family. Now lineage means inheritance or property inheritance. Anuvanshikta थोडक्यात. Now first one is the patrilineal family and second one is the matrilineal family. Now patri means it indicate the father side, or father is dominant, or what we can say, husband is dominant. Matrilineal, mother is dominant or wife is dominant. In each classification, patri and matri words are there. Okay. Accordingly, we have to understand. We try to maintain one logic while writing the explanation. Now, lineal means lineage. Okay, so easily you are able to do the classification. Patrilineal, property inheritance and recurring descent along the male line. That is, from male line, property inheritance come. Property rights are come from male line, patrilineal. Matrilineal, this property inheritance and recurring is descent along female line. आडनाव कोणाचं लावलं जातं? मेल वडिलांचं लावलं जातं. म्हणजेच we used to write the surnames of our father, so it is from male line. But if we are going to use the surname of our mother, then it is female line. So that is matrilineal. Then on the basis of headship or authority, who is the head of the family? Who is the higher authority of the family? Now patriarchal. Patri means father or what you can say that the husband. Archal, authority. Okay. So father is the head of the family. Second one is matriarchal. Now here mother is the head of the family. Matri means mother. Then on the basis of transfer of bridegroom residence. Transfer of bridegroom, that is transfer of wife or bridegroom, that is wife or husband, who is going to be transferred after marriage. Okay. Now patri, father or husband. Local means according to residence, where he is going to live after marriage. So wife transferred to husband house after marriage. Wife is transferred. So here husband is dominant one. So patri local. Matrilocal. Now husband transfers to wife house after marriage. That is matrilocal. And third one is the neolocal. Son starts live with his wife in separate house after marriage. This one, neolocal. After marriage, he is going to live with his wife in separate house. That is called as neolocal. Then on the basis of number of mates, numerousness, number of persons in the family, or number of husband and wife in the family. Now mono means single, gamous means female. Okay. So husband marries only one wife, that is monogamous. Poly means more. Husband marries more than one wife, that is more than one wife. So polygamous. Only one wife, monogamous. Okay. Then polyandrous. Poly means more. Androus, word related to the male, that is husband. So wife marries more than one husband, that is polyandrous. Now the last classification is the joint and nuclear family. Now nuclear family, a married couple and their children is well separated from relatives. That is called as nuclear family. Or we can say husband, wife, their unmarried children. Unmarried is most important. This one, unmarried. So husband, wife and their unmarried children is called as nuclear family. Joint family, husband, wife, their married and unmarried children. Married plus unmarried. That is called as joint family. Now in an exam we will ask those short note on joint family. Now here we have seen that it is husband, wife, they are married and unmarried. Both kind of children are living in that house. That means grandparents are present, that we can refer as a joint family. Okay. Now in a short note you have to give the characteristics, advantage, disadvantage of joint family. Now here head of family is absolute ruler in a joint family. That means head is the ruler of that family. Head is taking the decision in that particular family. Family owns common property and head is the trustee. Whatever the property is earned by that family, that is the common one. And head is acting as a trustee or the ruler of that particular family. Common deity and worship is there. That is, whatever the members are there, they are enjoying the food commonly. They are doing the worshipping to God commonly. Common means of productions and consumptions. Production and consumption. Production, that means common means of occupation is there. Farmer, for example. So all the persons in the family are doing the farming. That is common means of production. And consumption, only the food is going to be cooked on only one gas, or only one type of food is going to be cooked for all the members of the family. That is common means of consumption. Income pulled together, whatever the money earned by each and every member, that pulled together and then it is going to be shared with each and every person. Meet individual needs of every member. It tries to satisfy the needs of each and every members of the family. So that is the what we can say that the characteristics of joint family. Okay. Now what is the advantages of joint family? Develop good citizen. As number of members are more, so each and every member try to guide the children properly, and by that way a good citizen is going to be developed in a society. But in case of nuclear family, both parents are doing the job, so there is nobody in a house to look after the children, so that children will going to be astray. चिल्ड्रन्स योग्य मार्गाने पुढे जात नाहीत, पॉसिबिलिटी कमी असते. Landed property prevented from fragmentation. Whatever the land you have, whatever the estate you have, it is not going to be fragmented. Every member earn as per the capacity. Individual needs are made by the family. Every members earn as per the capacity. Each and every member try to earn the money as per their capacity. But individual needs are going to be satisfied by the family. Develop sense of security. As number of members are more, so sense of security is going to be developed among each and every member. Everyone assured of meeting his basic minimum need. Each member of the family is assured that their needs, minimum needs will be satisfied our family. They have confidence that their needs will be satisfied. Save lots of expenses. Try to do the saving of money. Little chance of children going to astray. Astray, that is I have to tell you. Good citizen. As number of members are more, they look toward the children. So children are not going to be astray. Astray means white langi. Limited work to the members. Work is distributed among the members, so limited task he has to perform. In nuclear family, the parents has to perform each and every task. Division of labor. Division of labor, that means which kind of task which persons has to perform. Accordingly, the labor is going to be divided, or members is going to be divided in the family. Matter of pride. In society, if joint family is there, it considered, or that family is considered as a prestigious family in the society. So it is a matter of pride. So these are the advantages of joint family. Now disadvantage, under strict control of headship of family. Even our parents are different one, but we have to follow the decision of elder persons in the family, head of that particular family. Member lacks initiative. Nobody is coming forward and taking the responsibility. Initiativeness, survat karne, is very problematic. Economic conditions go on deterioration. Economically, that family is going to become weaker and weaker. Disharmony due to generation gap. Disharmony means quarrels are there, conflicts are there, because generation of gap, because of generation gap, that means the gap between two generations is more in a joint family. Woman looks after the household activity, that is their task roles are fixed with the household work. Common property looked by none. If common property is there, nobody is going to take the interest in that particular, maintaining that particular property. Mostly the conflict situation arises. Conflict means vivad, is arises among the member of society. No privacy is going to maintain. Uncontrolled reproduction. As needs are going to be satisfied, so everybody try to give birth to the children. So no control on reproductions. When disintegrates, litigation in a court of law. Litigation in courts means वाद-विवाद कोर्टामध्ये होतात. When disintegrates, this is when it is going to be break. Lots of cases are going to be run in a courts. So these are the basically disadvantages of joint family. Okay. So regarding joint family, definition, characteristics, advantage and disadvantage, you have to write down in an exam. Now the next one, That is the last point in this topic, that is the functions of family. Now, it is going to be asked in exam. Mostly it is going to be functions of family. Either you will ask classification or functions. Perpetuating race through procreation. Perpetuating race through procreation, that means maintaining birth, maintaining population, giving birth in a particular family. It is allowed. As a marriage couple is there, so they are able to give the do the reproduction, or they are allowed to give the birth to the children. Provide means to satisfy sexual needs of men or women. After marriage, you are allowed to do the you are able to satisfy your sexual needs. It is accepted by the society. Socializing children and make acceptable in society. Socializing children, that means children are able to mix up with the society. They are able to mix up with the members of the society. So socialization is become easier with the family, and so that the children is become acceptable in the society. Acceptable, that means they are able to learn the language, they are able to learn the manners of behavior which he has to perform with the society, other members of society. It meets basic needs of its member. Whatever the basic needs are there of members, that are going to be satisfied with the help of family. It is starting point of division of labor. As we are taking birth in a particular family, we are supposed to carry out the business occupation which is run by our families. Why that way? Division of labor is going to be occur. Primary economic units in the society, activities shared by members of the family. It is primary economic unit in a society, and whatever the activities we are going to perform, it is shared by the family members among themselves. It provides education, vocational training to the children. Vocational trainings, that means the training, or vocation, that means the occupation. So occupation related training information we are getting from our parents. Then it provides status to the children. Whatever the status is there to our family, prestige of our family, we are going to be, as we are becoming members, so we are going to be follow that particular status. Children learns about the customs, more sophisticated religion. These are the cultural concepts that we have studied in cultural topic. We are going to learn it through our parents. In a definition of culture, we have discussed that culture is shared, transferred. We are going to learn from our parents. That is nothing but children learns all this concept through the family. It carries recreational activity for benefit of young children. Recreational activity, that means we are going to celebrate the festivals among ourselves. So it helps directly or indirectly helps to children for their development. It provides sense of security. As this is my family, we are going to believe 100% on our family. Family is also going to support you, so it provides a sense of security. Prevention and enrichment of cultural heritage. Cultural heritage means cultural history is going to be preserved and enriched. Means if modifications are there, changes are there, that are going to be accepted by our family. So that is enrichment of cultural heritage. It can be possible. Look after aged and disabled persons. The older persons of the family, or disabled persons, handicapped persons of the family, that are going to be looked after by a family. Disciplines its members so that family head is held in a high esteem. Try to maintain a discipline among the members. By that way, the prestige of family is going to be increased. Nourishes members with mutual love and affection. Nourishes, that means give food to the members with mutual love and affection. So that is the family. First institution. Joint family, advantage, disadvantage, characteristics, and second one is the family, types of family and functions of family. So be prepared for this topic. Now rest part of this topic, that is religion, that we will discuss in